Abhi, maybe we can start with you. I know the campaign you are here to talk about is ongoing, and I think most of our listeners have some idea of what the EATS Act is or whatever the hell they're talking. They keep introducing this act into Congress and they keep calling it different things, but it's basically the same thing. But can you take a little bit of a daunting task of just summarizing this whole thing for us? The crate bans that went into effect in California, and then how the industry is trying to undo it with this legislation.
Yeah. So the Prop 12, which was passed, I think, in 2018 in California, gave minimal space requirements for veal calves, uh, cage hens, and also the pigs, basically, who are in gestation crates. So that was passed in 2018, and I think 2024 it became law in California. And ever since they passed in 2018, the pork industry has been trying to kill it basically ever since. So it passed it two times. They tried to go to the Supreme Court. Supreme Court voted in favor of Prop 12. They've been trying to kill the EATS Act since, and then the latest incarnation again is to try to kill it by attaching it to the Farm Bill. So the Farm Bill expired, I think, in 2024. It got extended to 2025 and till September 30th. So they've been trying to attach this to the Farm Bill. So what Prop 12 did was basically it governed interstate regulation, basically. So the current EATS Act is trying to kill those regulations, basically. So that's where it is right now, and they're trying to attach it. That's what we've been fighting.
Yeah, I hope it's clear. I mean, it was crystal clear to me, but of course, I know about it. I think probably most of our listeners know a lot about it too. It is very confusing, though. This is no shade on you. It's confusing, and I'm sure that's one of the goals is that just to make this very as complicated as possible, so that people really think they can understand it. But yeah, I think you did a great job. Hannah, do you want to add anything to that, like from a national point of view, like whether this is a Humane League and an Animal Policy Alliance cause that's one of your most important focuses?
Yeah, absolutely. So working to defend the cage-free laws like Proposition 12 and Massachusetts Question 3 are integral to the work of the Humane League. We worked really hard with staff and volunteers and supporters in those states to pass those ballot initiatives. Um, they had strong support from voters in those states. And so it's very important to us that these laws continue to stand. And it's very important that we engage our APA members on this particular issue. As you've heard in other podcast episodes, our APA members focus a lot on their own states and their cities. But the particular issue here around the Farm Bill is that we're able to unite our APA members around one issue, and that is working to keep bad, what we call EATS language or anti-Prop 12 language out of the Farm Bill, and ensure that no standalone bill passes that would undo these laws like Proposition 12 or Question 3.
Now, Brian, from my understanding, New Jersey does not have a sales ban, which means that there is a crate ban, and that's something we really want to get into detail with you because I know the fight to pass that crate ban in New Jersey was epic and went on and on and on and on, and you finally pulled it off. But since it doesn't have a sales ban, would you say in the future that's going to be one of your goals? And it even though that's not going on right now for New Jersey, it's something that could happen in the future.
I would love to see it, and I think anything is possible. I think from a strategic reason why it was not included in the New Jersey legislation the way it was in California and Massachusetts, that there was the production piece, which was the confinement, and then there was the sales piece, which was not allowing the sale of the products from any place within that state that the animals were cruelly confined. We didn't have that sales piece in the New Jersey law, largely because getting it done as it was just on the confinement side was enough of a heavy lift and was such an ongoing effort for so long that we said, politics is the art of the possible. Let's get done what we can get done. This has dragged on for over a decade now, which is just ridiculous. And probably a lot of your followers, are aware of, Governor Christie making the late night talk shows and it kind of almost becoming somewhat of a joke. And fast forward, thanks to the wonderful coalition that we had put together, we finally got it done, and we got a little creative with it.
Right. There's a Harvard study that probably Hannah can talk about in the future, but it has a list of all the laws, and it's not just covering these couple of things that we're talking about, but it's a huge list of laws that would be undermined by this across the country, basically. So it's a big fight. That's why we should all be focused on trying to get this killed, basically.
So what was your first step? Like, what was all right, there you are. You have a small grassroots organization, from what I understand. Is it local in San Diego?
Yeah,
and
it's local.
and so how do you, I think this is perhaps the most important question I'll ask today, because we want other people to think about doing this sort of thing. What's your first, what do you do? All right, this is terrible. Now what do I do about it?
Yeah, so I mean, as part of the Animal Policy Alliance, from my perspective, we should be focused on trying to get the reps in San Diego, trying to get the reps in San Diego County, and California to be basically against killing this law. So that would be one thing, which is create a meeting with your congressman, if you can, and talk to them and see where they are at, and then see where your county congressmen are, where your California senators are, basically, and try to work with them, try to set up meetings and tell them that, hey, you don't want this thing. Have your people who are part of your grassroots call these people and tell them, look, we're really against this law. So that would be the first thing.
This is a totally unfair question, but my understanding of what's going on in Washington is it's completely paralyzed, and it's like nothing happens, and we have no idea what's going on, and we're falling to pieces. How do you do this and stay serious about your issue in the context of this crazy time that we're living through? Are they listening about animals?
Absolutely. I mean, listening to what I'm saying is, I called every single congressional office for the New Jersey delegation in regards to being opposed to the EATS Act, which is what we're all talking about here, and being engaged. And so there's 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans and 9 Democrats.
I was going to say, what happened in New Jersey?
The New Jersey delegation. But what's interesting is every single office I spoke with thanked me for reminding them about the issue. And they immediately, I mean, some of them, it was the same day I got a call back and they said, Congresswoman so-and-so has signed on to the Anti-EATS Act letter. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not a particularly important person, but it sometimes takes just 1 or 2 phone calls from constituents. And it's even better if you can say you represent an organization that is in the district or in the state. And, these people are so busy. There's so many things on their plate that, we had prior signers onto Anti-EATS Act letters that their staff said, oh, thank you for the reminder. Yeah, the congressman's going to get right on it. And they just called down to the agriculture staffer and they get on the letter. And so it's don't underestimate how powerful one simple phone call can be. And then, don't overthink, that, you're going to be, they're going to be mad at you or they're not going to be receptive or any of that. Their jobs are to take your calls. Their jobs are to route these types of discussions. So in literally less than a week, between my calls and a couple other, people I reached out to call congressmen and congresswomen for New Jersey, all 12 signed on to the Anti-EATS Act letter. Mm-hmm. It would literally 5 or 6 days. And that's not, a testament to me. It's just a testament to how powerful a couple calls can be. and how the staff needs to be reminded, and how these Congress people are very busy, and how, that little bit can make a huge difference.